Once in a while, I come across some disturbing thing on the internet that I feel like I have to share with you guys. Now, this is about to get real weird, and this ultimately will probably get age restricted by YouTube. But tap in while you can to learn the depths of the internet and why it's so weird. Meet PRS Schooler. Yeah, that's right, preschooler. This is some sort of new emerging niche where, you know, women are dressing like kids.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Stop it. Stop. Y'all taking Peter Pan syndrome all the way back to embryo state. Quit it. Stop it. Please.
And what I was expecting when I clicked on this account was some sort of one-off type of situation, you know, where somebody is doing some sort of AI rendition. And I have my own ideas about AI and how nasty it can be and harmful, because come to find out, this is a real woman doing this real thing for some sort of monetization gain. There's hashtags for it. There's even seemingly some sort of bio indicator for it. There is some sort of coded language that they're using in the descriptions or in the comment section of each and every single one of these videos, and I tried to decipher to try to figure out what's going on, but every time I looked at a word and tried to go through it, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit, because this is absolutely disgusting. They use their Instagram and TikTok to, you know, get traffic from the social media sites with the algorithms, but then ultimately funnel them into their OnlyFans, you know, content.
Similar to of course. Of course. Where else would it go? Where else would it go? Huh? Videos about Gerber? Slide into the fans. Oh my God. Holy shit, dude. The devil is alive. They try to tell us that the devil is a lie, but the devil is alive. And he's in full effect, as we can clearly see right now, dude, with this. This is, should I even be touching this video right now, bro? I don't even know how, like, this is crazy, dude.
To a lot of other OnlyFans content creators, but this one preys on the idea that people like young girls. I mean, look at the way in the descriptions they mimic talking like children. Kitty in preschool? That's absolutely weird. Over here we shame, because this sort of content or conversation is not subtly alluding to anything. It's just outright advertising yourself as supposedly a younger or childlike figure making some sort of content for adults to consume. This is literally a real life version of lolly content or whatever, but this time they're actively saying, hey, I'm this many years old, meaning 5 years old or 3 years old or whatever years old. These people are weird. I've talked about it in the past on this channel, and by past I do mean recently, about what happens when OnlyFans content creation goes far as hell, and this is
too far, dude. Yo, because you have to understand the mentality of these girls in the OF, fam. Their entire mentality is to get a bag. Their whole mentality is to get the bag by any means necessary, dude. And at first it was just, they would put up some little racy photos. They would put up some little racy pictures online of them doing racy things, you know? And then it became this whole thing where then it became, oh, I want to implement my sibling or implement this or implementing a family member who's disappointed in me. And the stakes just kept increasing more and more and more. What can we do next to market the fans? And now here we are. We've come full circle in the stupidity. And now we are doing things like this. My God.
Is just another form or interpretation of that same exact scenario and situation. We gave a lot of backlash and ridicule to Bonnie Blue just a video ago, or maybe two, or whatever the case may be. But this is another end of the spectrum where there are women, young, old, or whatever, who have figured out a way to play into the game or the system or whatever these sick people's fantasies are in order to get this sort of content off. This is no different than Bonnie Blue. This is no different than the content creators who fake special needs disabilities on their faces through, you know, facial etching or imaging. This is no different than any of these things. And to be honest with you, I feel like this should fall into the same category as consuming CP if you are distributing and cosplaying as a CP type of performer. And because this is the internet, of course, there are some sick, nasty freak people who would be defending this in some way, shape, form, or fashion. This tweet reads, she might be trying to also express her older self as well as her inner child. You what? What? People be thinking they cook it and it never cook. You're very closed-minded. I understand it as it looks different or odd to you, but educate yourself on these topics before you insult a woman who is probably emotionally stunted and deeply traumatized. That doesn't take away from the fact that her page says 18 plus. That doesn't take away from the fact that she has an OnlyFans link in her bio. Like what? That doesn't take away from any of these things. Her page says 18 plus, you stupid ass bitch. I understand the concept of little space, but she's sexualizing it. Honestly, I wasn't talking to you at all. I just seen a tweet in my timeline and wanted to create awareness towards a real issue, but you are reaching bitter and a hater. You hide behind a little screen, but I bet you would never call me none of that to my face. And there's a lot of people on this platform, whether it be TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, or whatever, claiming that these young women participating in this have some sort of coping mechanism called age regression.
No, they don't, dude. They have by no means necessary have any sort of disability mentally that could be stagnating the way that they're. No. This is just pure disgustingness, bro. This is just, yo, stop. This is, y'all are taking it too far now, man. Y'all are taking it too far. This is just pure disgusting. The idea that you would think that this is actually acceptable by any means is crazy to me, dude.
Okay, I can sort of understand that. Age regression is something that I've probably seen in my actual life. But age regression has nothing to do with this woman being bent over, calling people daddies, you know, playing with crayons in herself. Like, all of that is disgusting. That's a whole different conversation. And just because there is something that is adjacent to it does not mean that we should be mixing the two, because it definitely takes away from people who are actually suffering from what seems to be a real coping mechanism that stems from.
Yeah, if there's an actual problem that you're facing that involves this, and it's actually some sort of mental disability, because there's people that exist like this. Take example, the girl from Orange is the New Black, right? She was clearly mentally stunted. And then it just goes to show you a lot of the times that the people that are incarcerated and put into the prison systems, or a lot of the time those people are, as we can say, are people that are mentally challenged. All right? We get that. I understand that. But this is taking that idea and adding another layer on top of it of pure evil. Because you're creating these suggestive themes and images and motifs that are clearly supposed to incite people who are, I guess, attracted to these. Stop! I can't even talk about it, bro, because it just makes my spine shiver. It's disgusting, dude. It's absolutely vile.
A slew and a myriad of serious things.
Do not get age regression mixed up with age play. Those are two different things. Age regression is not a...
Yeah, that's just you being straight up freaky. Like you being a pedo, straight up. Oh, I thought he was gonna let me say it on this camera, the fourth wall camera, but I guess not. He's just really feeling himself. There were people who saw right through the ruse and through the gimmick of it all. But honestly, I don't think enough people understand the bigger picture and magnitude as to what's going on.
You do not need to be a bop right when you turn 18. Try something else first, you know? You have lots of other options. I tried hair school, music school, art school. I went to college for 4 years. Yes, indeed. Try something else first, because once you're a bop, you probably won't have the chance to try everything that you wanted to try.
Besides going deeper and darker into that depraved sort of content. Now, watch Abba and Preach's video, because I think that what they talked about in that was very, very important, very, very real, and something that a lot of people on the internet have been warning people.
Yeah, but we've been saying this for time, bro. The whole OF thing is a complete scam. It completely robs you of your youth, because by the time you're 32, 33, you've hit the wall, you've made an exuberant amount of money, and no man can match up with the amount of money that you make. So you end up just, because girls don't date down. So the amount of niggas that they can actually date up to is very limited. Who are they going to date? They've made so much money. And plus, all your videos and all your pics are all over the internet. So no nigga's gonna touch you because they don't want a shorty who's some nigga can just slop it up on the phone and be like, yo, I got your shorty here getting banged out by 7 dudes. That's crazy, dude. So they end up just living the life all on their own, all by themselves, because now nobody wants to be associated with them in any way at all. Stop it. Y'all think that this whole get money quick scheme that y'all niggas are doing out here is the wave. But I'm telling you, with fast money comes with slow problems.
For forever. That was a young woman from the Bop House, the content creation house in which, you know, they are OnlyFans models doing like a collab house, the AMP of OnlyFans, really like the sidemen of OnlyFans if we're really being truthful about it, but that's neither here nor there. But if you look into what's really going on here is that OnlyFans content seems to be some sort of gateway or outlet or perceived gateway or outlet for a lot of the youth that is coming up in today's society. And it was okay when we started just talking about people going into regular work, that's fine. But we added an algorithm to it. We added social media to it. We added all these different things, which opened up the avenue for people to reach.
Yeah, it's a terrible gateway for the youth because the youth think that they can do it in the sense of, oh, we're doing this because then we don't have to work a job. I can make money quick. I can make money fast. But why would we implement into the youth the idea that they can make money fast? What kind of stupid thought process is that? The youth should not have the idea that they should be able to make money quickly. Yes, you can use the internet to make money. I'm not understanding that. I'm not saying that you can't make money fast. You can definitely make money fast. But what I'm just saying is that you shouldn't have this idea that you need to go and turn yourself into an online pro to start making bets. That's weird, dude.
Other different audiences. And those other different audiences have other different... I don't know why I'm using that word. Y'all be sickos and need to be in jail, straight up. But especially because you're trying to now play the algorithm game like me, a regular content creator, tries to do. I'm trying to appeal to the titles, the thumbnails, and whatever I can do to market myself to a brand new audience. That might mean that you have to bait just a little bit more. And for these people, baiting is pretending to be 3 to 5 years old. That's why we know it's not age regression. Like the woman said in the video earlier, hey, age regression is different ages.
I'm not. Stop it. I'm not touching the rest of this video, bro. No, this is not a mental thing, dude. This is just people like upping the ante in terms of how sick or how much, I guess, you know, clickbaity they can make things to attract the. I can't even talk about it, bro. I'm sickened by the whole ordeal.